Welcome everyone to week 2 of the Global Trophy 2023. We are here with the Asian Qualifiers, the Preliminary League. I'm joined alongside
Sam Elliott 64, and yes, we are back for more Preliminary League action. And this time we're going to make sure we're only going to do one leg.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I don't think it messed up last time round, so I think we're alright.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, the Asian Preliminary League, obviously last week we saw some quite big changes there. Montenegro being represented by Estonia, who did so well at the start and it ended up finishing 9th instead. They were once top. Finland being able to qualify alongside Iceland for their first Global Trophy finals in a while. And Turkey bottling at the end, drawing with Albania, giving Republic of Ireland the win in the Preliminary League.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? It was just so tense towards the end, and as you said, that the absolute bottle job from Turkey was unbelievable. So let's see how this week goes. It can't be any more dramatic, surely, right?
Well, you never know, you never know. Let's get into the Asia and, of course, the Oceania qualifiers combined on this one. So, our dud team is from Oceania. It's Fiji.
No there. It's such a shame, because Fiji have been so good for the last couple of years as well, right?
Yeah,
they've always been there or thereabouts.
Yeah, but on this occasion, they've barely missed out, unfortunately, when it comes back for Fiji. Next up, having a chance at least, is Tahiti.
Yeah, Tahiti, of course, formerly... They were in the Confederations Cup, weren't they? Do you remember that time they played in that?
Barely, I think so, yeah.
I think they played Brazil. I think they scored against Brazil or Spain. I can't remember which one it was.
Spain might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is New Caledonia, but obviously they're not in this game. So they're being represented by the team that's not in the tournament, lower than them, and it's Vanuatu.
So we have 3 Oceania teams this time around. Ooh.
Wait, we're not done.
There's more. There's more.
We're not done yet. Next up, representing Asia, first team to represent Asia in this preliminary league, it's Singapore.
One of the big financial capitals of the world, Singapore. Of course, well, beautiful part of the world as well, to be honest with you. It's a very nice city.
Yep, and next up it is Myanmar.
Yeah, or Burma, depending on your preference. Myanmar, of course. On previous occasions, I think, have qualified for the Global Trophy finals, so certainly not a team to be sniffed at. Yeah,
I think they might have done once or twice on that one.
Yeah.
Next up, representing Oceania, it's Papua New Guinea.
A 4th Oceania team. Who would have thought?
We're not done yet. Next up, representing Asia, it is Taipei.
Yep, Chinese Taipei. Yeah, I don't really know much about Chinese Taipei, to be honest with you. And they have a big building there.
They got a big building. Great.
Yep.
Next up, it's the Maldives. Remember how bad they were last time round here?
There's still a chance they could be worse this time. You never know, man. You can never discount it.
You never know. Next up is Afghanistan.
Yeah, Afghanistan, unfortunately, in recent years, they're kind of footballing, what's the word I'm after? Not pedigree, that's not the right word, but like basically they're footballing
ability.
Intentions have kind of gone away from their priorities with the state that their country's in. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah. Next up, it is Yemen.
They also kind of have some kind of geopolitical issues at the moment with their kind of ongoing conflict with Saudi Arabia. So yeah, not great.
Okay. Indonesia then.
Former Asian section champions, Indonesia.
There you go. Thank you, Indonesia. We're back on form.
Back in 2007, so, 16 years ago now.
Yep. Long time ago for Indonesia, but they have a decent shot, I'd say, here.
I'd say they'd probably get through the qualifiers, no problem.
Yeah. Next up, it is Hong Kong.
Yeah, Hong Kong, of course, formerly under British rule, now under Chinese rule. I think it's kind of a weird situation with that kind of city-state. But, yep, Hong Kong is certainly a team in this competition.
Indeed they are. Next up, okay, we got a lot to say about this team. It's Malaysia.
Malaysia, yes, of course. Former Asian section champions as well, back in 2010. Yeah, again, another very beautiful country by all accounts.
Yep. And next up, a 5th Oceania team. It's Solomon Islands.
half of Oceania are here. Look at this, unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, amazing from that. Next up, it is Turkmenistan.
Generally do quite well in these preliminary qualifiers, don't they, Turkmenistan? And I want to say they've definitely qualified in recent years as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely on that one. Yeah.
One of the better Asian teams in this game.
Yep. In this certainly in this league, and last but not least, rank 1 for the preliminary league, it's the Philippines.
Yep, always tend to do quite well, don't they, the Philippines? They always tend to qualify, so watch out for the Philippines. No notable, history in terms of winning Asian sections, but certainly a decent team to keep an eye out for.
Yep, and barely scraping through above the Philippines is North Korea, so there we go.
You'd love to see it, don't you? You absolutely love to see it. Starting us off, then, are our dud team, Fiji, as they take on Afghanistan.
Yep, so 3 points to kick off for Afghanistan, who I think is going to do quite well in this tournament.
I think they've won it on previous occasions as well.
Yeah, they have.
So, yeah, always one to watch out for in the preliminary league here. I think then Malaysia and probably Indonesia are going to be the favourites to go through.
Yeah, and Turkmenistan, I'd say, would be certainly up there as well. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of them do, I mean, we've got 5 Oceania teams in here. Can one of them make it through?
I mean, can they join New Zealand and Australia? We tend not to have many Oceania teams actually competing in the Asian section. Obviously, Fiji, I think, for the last couple of years have finished 8th and have been the dud team. So there's still, there's chances for other teams here to kind of rise to the top for Oceania.
There certainly is on this one. I mean, especially with, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them actually having a shot at it. There's a chance to see one of them in there.
Absolutely. Indonesia versus Hong Kong, our first true match of the Asian preliminaries.
Well, there goes the record.
11-0 to Indonesia to start things off, and Hong Kong go below the dud team. That's always embarrassing when that happens, isn't it?
It's always lovely. Oh no, Malaysia, Maldives, oh no. Not again, Maldives. Not again. Oh no!
It's 14-1, but they did score a goal, so that's something.
Yeah, but look at that. Fiji's up to 14th.
It's the highest they're going to be. Keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, Myanmar will take on Papua New Guinea next.
Probably Myanmar the favourites here.
It's a draw between the two. Papua New Guinea, I think, will take that.
That's a surprise. I expected Myanmar to win that. Tahiti take on Singapore next up in a clash between the city-state of Singapore and, again, another beautiful part of the world in Tahiti.
Win for Tahiti, 3-0.
Big win for the Oceania team as they beat Singapore. Vanuatu, representing New Caledonia, take on Chinese Taipei next up.
Yep, big match between these two here. It's another draw, so at the moment, the Oceania teams are doing quite well.
They are doing pretty good. Yemen taking on another Oceania team, Solomon Islands. They tend to do okay, the Solomon Islands. They tend to be in the kind of that 9th, 10th place area when it comes to these preliminary qualifiers.
Yep, Solomon Islands, the 3rd highest ranked team in Oceania. If you do count that Australia is still in Oceania, which, let's be honest, it is. They just moved to Asia for more competition. 5-0 Yemen, big win.
Great start for Yemen and a poor start for the Solomon. Fiji are in 12th. So they're on the front page. What's going on?
They could move to 11th here, depending on this. Turkmenistan take on the Philippines next.
For the final match of Fixture 1.
It's a win for Philippines, 1-0. Fiji in 12th place right now.
Afghanistan take on Hong Kong. Hong Kong could be lifted from the doldrums, but I doubt it because Afghanistan are a phenomenal team here.
They certainly are. Oh, there's record 16-0 Afghanistan.
That is a huge win for Afghanistan. Almost the record outright. 19-0, of course, is the record of all time, which is held by Morocco and Iran, both in 2013. So 10 years that record's been in place.
Yep. Indonesia going to be getting 3 points here against Fiji. So Indonesia and Afghanistan off to a perfect start so far. Indonesia parking the bus with a 5-3-2.
3-5-2 for Fiji. That's quite an aggressive formation for Fiji. Love that.
Yeah. We've got Jack Daniels as our referee here, drinking all the time.
I was going to say, he's a big whiskey fan, I've heard.
Big whiskey fan. From Tennessee, you know.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? Funny that.
It's like the drink, it was named after him, a referee. That's what it was.
A ref. Just a ref.
Yeah, just a referee. It's like, I'll tell you what, this is a great name for our spirit here. I'll tell you what, we'll just have a random global trophy referee. There you go.
I can see it happening. I can see it happening.
So can I. So can I. I mean, you expect for like the Fernandez beer to be like really bad.
Malaysia versus Myanmar.
Yeah,
please.
Malaysia versus Myanmar. Malaysia third, Myanmar seventh. Both teams yet to lose.
Good start from Malaysia, of course. That 14-1 win against the Maldives.
It's 1-1. Nice result for Myanmar there.
Great point for Myanmar. Papua New Guinea versus the Maldives. An island nation battle here between these two.
Yep, only one of them is actually good. It's 3-1 to Papua New Guinea.
They move up into 4th place initially. Next up is Taipei versus Singapore.
Singapore started off with a loss. Taipei started off with a draw. It's a win for Taipei. They are up into 5th place.
Singapore move up into 12th, lifting themselves above the dud, I believe, with that result.
Yes, it does. Tahiti and Vanuatu, or Tahiti and New Caledonia. Oceania clash here.
Well, Oceania clash. Can Vanuatu keep up their unbeaten start? Well, same with Tahiti, really. They got a win in their first game.
Win for Vanuatu, up to 6th. Tahiti in 8th right now.
Yemen taking on Turkmenistan. Yemen, of course, got that 5-0 win in their first fixture, didn't they?
Yep, against the Solomon Islands. It's a draw this time round, though.
Then the Philippines versus the Solomon Islands to finish off fixture number 1. Sorry, fixture number 2.
11-1 Philippines. Solomon Islands back below Fiji.
Dear.
3 teams right now below the dud.
It's not looking good for Hong Kong with a minus 27 goal difference after 2 games, really, is it?
Place your bets now on which one of them is going to stay below the dud more.
Probably Solomon Islands. Indonesia versus Afghanistan, 2 of the big hitters so far.
Yep, the top 2 teams both yet to drop a point, both yet to let in a goal. Big crunch match. It's a draw between the 2. This gives Philippines a chance.
Yep, both teams draw. Hong Kong are going to lift themselves above Fiji in a total crunch match at the bottom of the table.
Yep, so 3 goals go to Hong Kong. I can't wait for like Hong Kong to take on Maldives. Oh, there he is!
It's Bron.
It's Bron. Oi, look, there's no R in Fiji. What are you doing here, Bron?
Honestly, God.
You're on the wrong continent. Go to Africa and you can get all the R you want.
Yeah, come back next week.
Yeah, come back next week, Bron. You might do. You never know. Does Big Vinny want a bit of the big R?
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
RJ Fernandez always does. He wants to be the center of attention. He's a complete flagrant narcissist.
It's absolutely true. I can't believe we've got, there's any debate about this.
Yeah. Oh, there isn't. There isn't, certainly. Papua New Guinea, currently in 6th place, take on Malaysia in 4th. Malaysia's already dropped points as well.
They have, but Malaysia definitely the hot favourites here, surely.
5-0. I was expecting more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I was as well, actually. But it does push them into 2nd place at the moment on 7 points. Myanmar and the Maldives next up. Myanmar yet to win. Maldives yet to do anything of note. Yeah, honestly.
To be fair to the Maldives, they have scored in both of their opening matches.
Yes, it's just a shame that about the 17 that they've conceded.
That's true. They've done it again, but they still lost.
They've scored in every game. Brilliant stuff from the Maldives.
Yeah, unfortunately, their keeper is about as good as tar in goal.
Yeah, literally. He's like a chocolate teapot. Singapore versus Vanuatu. Singapore, a chance for them to lift themselves out of trouble. Vanuatu, a win for them, will lift them joint top.
Certainly win on that one. It's a win for Singapore. They're up to 11th.
Yeah, good result for Singapore. And Tahiti versus Taipei. Again, a win for Taipei lifts them joint top. A win for Tahiti lifts them onto 6 points, level with the Philippines.
Draw between the 2. There's a lot of draws so far in this league.
There really are. There really are. Next up is the Philippines and Yemen. Philippines can go top with a perfect 3 wins out of 3 here. A win for Yemen. They also go joint top on 7 points.
Win for Yemen, 3-1. 4 teams on 7.
Good result for Yemen there. They lift themselves into 4th place. Solomon Islands versus Turkmenistan. I think the favourites are definitely Turkmenistan, although both teams have started poorly here.
Yep, Turkmenistan yet to get a goal at the moment, but they've at least scored a point. They've got 5 now on that one, so that moves them up into 8th. Solomon Islands below the Maldives now.
Yeah, it truly is a battle for the wooden spoon out of those two teams at the bottom, Maldives and the Solomon Islands. Next up,
and
two
maybe
big hitters.
Hong Kong as well. They beat the Dud as well, so it could be Hong Kong in there too.
It's true. It is very true. They've obviously already lost their Dud team 3 points. Next up is Malaysia and Afghanistan, the two teams at the top.
Yeah, top clash right now. No one's going to get perfect points in this league. It's a win for Malaysia, though. They go 3 ahead for now.
So slipping behind into second place. And next up is Maldives' turn to get the bye win. And it's going to be the Solomon Islands who are bottom the longest.
So who bet on that one? Let's do the switch on that. We've had calls for having like doing global trophies live, which just simply wouldn't work because right now like me and Sam made a decision, like, what was it, yesterday or the day before, I think it was, about when we were able to actually do recordings for the global trophy. We're doing like 4 videos in a row for this, so it simply wouldn't work to be able to do it live. So this
it'd be nice.
why.
It'd be nice to do it in person one day. I still think I should come down to Siren and we'll just do it like in a weekend or something.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Slowly slipping into our drinking trousers.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Oh no, that would include so many cock-ups on my part, though, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
It'd be so funny. Maybe one year. We'll do it one year.
We could do a subsidiary of the global trophy, the Global Trophy Drinking World Championship, where it's just a completely different tournament to the Global Trophy.
Do you know what? We have to do a beer or an alcoholic drink from every single country of the Global Trophy.
Oh God. Goodbye, liver. Goodbye, my friend. Hong Kong. They got
Myanmar.
They got Myanmar. Myanmar currently in 6th, so not too bad at the moment. Hong Kong, that goal difference is shoddy.
Yeah, Myanmar also unbeaten so far, so good effort from them.
Yep, they certainly are. 5-0 win for Myanmar. Hong Kong, still shoddy.
Yep. In 3 games, they've scored 3 and conceded 32. 4 games. Not bad, but even worse when you consider the fact that they didn't concede any goals against Fiji, who was the dud team. So they've conceded 32 goals in 3 games, essentially.
Not brilliant from that. Papua New Guinea, at the moment, ranked in 11th right now. They've got Indonesia, who are currently in 4th.
Yeah, Indonesia, one of the favourites. Papua New Guinea have got a win on the board, though.
Yep, they certainly have. 5-0 win for Indonesia. They move to 2nd place. Tied with Malaysia. Only goals scored separates the two.
Yeah. Goals for Malaysia, 21, and only 20 for Indonesia, the two kind of island peninsula states. Next up is Yemen and Singapore. Yemen in 5th currently, Singapore down in 12th.
Yep, Singapore have a win under their belt. Yemen have a win, 2 wins and a draw. Unbeaten so far. They stay unbeaten. 4-0. Yemen move to 3rd.
Result for Yemen there, into 3rd place. Next up, it is Tahiti versus the Solomon Islands. Tahiti here can inflict further pain on the team rooted to the bottom of the table.
It is a win for Tahiti, only 1-0, but I think they'll take that. Solomon Islands still below Fiji right now.
Yeah, and they will be for a few more game weeks if they don't start winning games and scoring goals. Turkmenistan versus Taipei next up.
Yep, it's 8th versus 9th here. Bit of a big clash between these two. Taipei yet to lose.
Which is very impressive, really, when you consider it.
Just had to say it, didn't I?
Yeah, there it goes.
Taipei defeated. Turkmenistan up into 6th. And Vanuatu take on the Philippines next.
Yep, final match of fixture number 4. Vanuatu representing New Caledonia taking on the Philippines. Philippines so far, well... Good win for Philippines, that is, isn't it? 6-0.
At 6-0. Oh, God, this could be... What's it record now? 16-0?
16-0 is the record currently. Maldives take on Afghanistan next up.
5-0! Wow, well played to Maldives there.
With the best result they're going to get. Afghanistan moved top of the leaderboard with a 5-0 win.
Yep, and this is probably one of the worst results Malaysia's going to get. It's a 3-0 win over Fiji. Yep. Apart from that one draw they got, obviously. So, but yeah, Malaysia, they usually finish like in the top couple, don't they, really?
Yeah, they do. They'll probably be there or thereabouts come the end of this competition. It will either be them, Afghanistan, Indonesia. I reckon they're going to be the top 3.
Yeah, I'd say so. And yeah, potentially Turkmenistan, but they haven't had a really good start so far in this tournament.
No, they haven't. Yemen's been pretty impressive so far as well. They've got an unbeaten run so far.
Yep, I mean, it could certainly be Could certainly be that anything could change, but right now, Tahiti is looking like the best of the Oceania teams right now, from the look of it.
I'd say so, yeah. I think that's fair enough to say.
Yep, even though they are literally the rank above Fiji.
Well, Fiji are normally pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Papua New Guinea, this is an absolute dirt clash between Papua New Guinea and Hong Kong.
Yep, Papua New Guinea with 4 points on the board so far. Hong Kong with 3. All dud.
On the dud team.
5-0 Papua New Guinea.
That's a good result for Papua New Guinea. A second win of the competition, and neither of them over the duds. That's pretty impressive, really, when you consider it.
Yep, so they do have 3 points incoming, and you never know when they're going to get that, really. Myanmar now will take on Indonesia. Myanmar currently in 6th, Indonesia 3rd.
Win for Indonesia, a big win. We'll take them to the top of the leaderboard here.
Yep, both teams unbeaten at the moment. And there goes Myanmar's unbeaten run. Indonesia go 2nd.
Level on points and level on goal difference with Malaysia, but again, those goals for Malaysia lifts them into the lead.
Yep, Solomon Islands still 16th, but they've got a chance here. They take on Singapore in 12th.
Yeah, a win here for Singapore will lift them almost back into contention, really.
Win for Solomon Islands!
Wow, they actually get a win over a team that wasn't the dud team. Solomon Islands off the foot of the table and are now above both the Maldives and Hong Kong.
Yep, for now. Tahiti currently in 8th place. They've got Yemen in 4th.
Yemen have started really well. Unbeaten currently. A win for Yemen will lift them to level on points with the leaders.
It's a win for Yemen. Only 1-0, but they'll take that. It's a scrappy win, but certainly a good one for them.
Absolutely. And next up is Chinese Taipei versus the Philippines. Taipei in 10th, Philippines in 5th.
Win for the Philippines. 2-1. Up into 4th go the Philippines.
Good result for the Philippines. They're only the 1 defeat so far. And our final fixture of fixture number 5 is Vanuatu and Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan, a win for them lifts them above Myanmar into 6th place.
8-1 Turkmenistan. Up into 6th they go.
Big result for Turkmenistan. Myanmar versus Afghanistan for the first fixture of fixture number 6.
Yep, Myanmar currently in 7th. Afghanistan in 5th right now. So, bit of a big clash here. Win for Myanmar! That's a huge result for them.
Surprised, Afghanistan have been not the best so far. They've kind of struggled and they've slipped down to 6th place now.
Yep, and Papua New Guinea going to be getting their 3 points now against fellow islanders Fiji.
Yep, fellow Oceania teams playing against one another. Fiji now, of course, rooted to the bottom of the table where they will not progress from. Teams above them have all either played them or have won games, including the Solomon Islands, of course. So
yep, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to get the wooden spoon in that three-way clash.
I mean, Singapore aren't exactly, out there either, are they? It's not looking too great for them.
Well, they did lose to the Solomon Islands. That's fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no reason why Singapore might not be featuring in that little cluster towards the end as well.
Very well could be on that one. But yeah, top of the table. I mean, there are a couple of
Villeneuve. What's he doing there?
Yeah, it wasn't Jack Villeneuve. I think we're all right.
Yeah. Big match now. The record is currently 16-0. Malaysia take on Hong Kong.
There's a chance, isn't there? There's a chance for the record to be broken. Nope, 10.
Just the 10.
Still a chance. Indonesia, Maldives.
Yeah, not an easy one for the Maldives here.
12-1.
Indonesia now move top on goals for. Look at that. The goal difference has swung in Indonesia's favour.
Yep, winning 12-1 over 10-0. Turkmenistan take on Singapore now.
Turkmenistan probably the favourites here. Singapore started badly, haven't they?
Yep, they certainly have. It's a draw, though. Singapore will take that, I think.
Absolutely. Tahiti now have a chance to leapfrog above Papua New Guinea with a win, and, well, maybe not Afghanistan. A win here for them against the Philippines, though. Tall order Philippines up in 4th at the moment.
Certainly a tall order there. Philippines win 3-1 and move up into 3rd. For now, Yemen could certainly leapfrog them if they beat Taipei.
Yeah, win for Yemen here gives them a good, solid platform to build off, doesn't it? They would be unbeaten after 6 games.
They are 2-1. All 3 unbeaten teams on 16 points right at the top of the table.
Pretty good, and all of them have conceded 2 goals apiece. Next up is Solomon Islands versus Vanuatu. Of course, Solomon Islands beating Singapore, who have just gained their first point outside. Well, no, they won a game as well, so credit to Singapore. But Vanuatu here against Singapore, against Solomon Islands to leapfrog themselves up the table a little bit more.
Win for Solomon Islands. They're up to 10th.
They've got 2 wins back to back. A huge result for the Solomon Islands.
Yep, Papua New Guinea now take on Afghanistan in that sort of 7th versus 8th clash right now as we go into fixture 7.
Both on 10 points. A win for Papua New Guinea here will be a massive statement, but it's going to be a big ask against Afghanistan.
Certainly will be. It's 3-0 Afghanistan. They move to 5th.
Yeah, and Myanmar are about to leapfrog the pair of them and Turkmenistan with their bye win over Fiji.
Yep, I mean, Myanmar and Yemen have been the shockers so far that have done well. Seeing ball again.
Well. Very good. Yes, I think you're right. I think so far, Yemen have certainly caught the eye. The fact that they're unbeaten after 6 games, they're in 3rd place. In and around the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Afghanistan, they're kind of interfering with those teams. So far so good for them.
It certainly is for them, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to pan out. I mean, it could very well be the case that essentially 7 Asian teams go through, and then Oceania team gets the dud, as it usually happens. But you never know. Papua New Guinea and Tahiti are right there, and Solomon Islands for that matter.
Yeah, they're in contention.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go. Absolute dirt clash now between Hong Kong and the Maldives. Only wins they've got have been against the dud team, so this could very well decide the fate of the wooden spoon here.
Certainly could. Win for Hong Kong, 2-0. They move to 11th place.
Taipei and Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia. Massive crunch match at the top of the table.
Yep, one team could lose their unbeaten run here, and it's Indonesia who lose. There's Malaysia. Carry on their unbeaten run.
They go top of the table outright by 3 points currently. Next up is Singapore, down the table, down in 13th, I think, or 14th.
13th,
As they take 13th, and they take on the Philippines up in 4th place. A big match for the Philippines to keep that momentum going.
Yep, win for Philippines puts them into 2nd place for now. 5-0, they'll take that.
They'll absolutely take that up into 2nd place. And next up is Tahiti and Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan in 7th, Tahiti in 9th.
Big result needed here for Tahiti. They don't get it. Turkmenistan win 1-0 and move to 5th.
Do indeed lifting themselves above Myanmar and Afghanistan. Solomon Islands on a bit of a run. They take on Taipei next.
Who haven't really done great, to be fair.
They haven't, no.
Win for Taipei, though. They move to 9th. Solomon Islands down into 11th.
Good result there for Chinese Taipei as they lift themselves back into contention. Yemen, can they keep their unbeaten run going? They take on Vanuatu, who have slipped down the table quite severely down to 14th.
Yep, they're below Hong Kong and Solomon Islands.
And Singapore, yeah.
7-0 Yemen. Yemen move back to 2nd and stay unbeaten.
Good result. And they've conceded the least goals out of everyone so far. Brilliant stuff from Yemen.
Yep, only 2 goals against. So they haven't been as dominant in matches, but they have certainly been better defensively.
Absolutely. Next up is Singapore, way down the table against Afghanistan, who have really struggled to get going here in 7th place.
Yep, they certainly have on that one. 9-0 Afghanistan, though. They move up to 4th.
That's more like it from Afghanistan, lifting themselves back up the table a little bit. And now is Tahiti, who are going to get 3 points against Fiji. And so far, Tahiti have barely scored or conceded. There's a lot of draws from that team.
Yep, and Tahiti are going to move into 8th place with this result here. It's Ron again.
Bloody Ron.
Next week, mate. Next week. No, Marlock, next week he's not going to show up at all, is he?
Not going to show up at all,
It's going to be just Vinny all the time. And then RJ Fernandez once or something, I don't know. It's probably what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I love the way this game was voted like one of the worst football games ever made.
It's the best, man. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, it's like... On a simulation standpoint, it's one of the best. Let's be honest. On an actual gameplay standpoint, it is crap.
Oh, dear.
They also made a PS2 version as well.
Oh, dear.
Hong Kong, they got Taipei. Hong Kong currently in 12th, Taipei in 10th.
Of course, Hong Kong just come off a win against Maldives.
Yep, big result there for Hong Kong. Taipei get the win, though, 2-0 over Hong Kong, who have now let in 49 goals in 8 games.
It's embarrassing, really, isn't it, from Hong Kong? Indonesia versus Vanuatu. Indonesia can lift themselves back to level top of the table for now.
Certainly can.
Vanuatu have...
Ooh, 12-1 to Indonesia. Big result.
And now a massive top of the table clash between Malaysia and Yemen.
Yep, the two undefeated teams. Who is going to stay unbeaten? It's going to be Malaysia. Yemen lose their first match. And they've let in more, actually double the amount of goals that they let in the first 7 matches in one.
Amazing result there for Malaysia, lifting themselves back to the top of the table by 3 points. Next up is a wooden spoon clash, if ever there was one. Maldives versus the Solomon Islands.
Yep, Solomon Islands currently 2 wins to their name. Maldives beat them, though.
A win for the Maldives. Unbelievable result for the Maldives there. Lift themselves up into 12th place.
Yep, Myanmar now will take on Turkmenistan. 6th versus 7th right now, so good chance if they slip up for teams like Papua New Guinea to try and make some moves on them.
A win here for either team will lift them above Afghanistan.
Draw between the two. I think all other parties will take that. Not necessarily Myanmar or Turkmenistan.
No, and our final fixture of game week 8 is Philippines up in 4th place against Papua New Guinea down in 10th. A win for Papua New Guinea lifts them into 8th for now.
It's a win for Philippines. They move to 2nd, just a point behind Malaysia.
So far, so good from the Philippines.
Yep. We move to fixture 9 now, over halfway through this preliminary league with Afghanistan versus Tahiti.
A win for Afghanistan again lifts them above Yemen on goal difference, not quite above Indonesia unless it's a massive win.
Yep, unless a Big 10 win, which it could be. It's 4 only. Afghanistan up to 4th.
Singapore about to get there by 3 points against Fiji.
Yep, certainly needed for Singapore. They've been terrible so far in this tournament, to the point that there are teams that are really bad and have really bad goal difference that are actually above them right now.
The thing is, as well, this isn't going to be their first win, Singapore. They have already got 1 win to their name, so maybe this is the start of the run for Singapore.
It might be. It could be. It probably. It
doubt
might
it.
be. Who knows? It could be. Obviously, got our lovely 4K graphics again, just in case anyone noticed.
Of course.
Beautiful 4K graphics. So on a game that came out in like 2001.
Yeah, no expense spared on the Masterath channel. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh well, later in this tournament, we'll be seeing even more no money spent without that one. We got that.
Ooh. Vanuatu versus Hong Kong. Where are Vanuatu? They've slipped right down the order.
Ooh.
Oh, they're 15th. They're terrible.
They are below Solomon Islands, Maldives, and Hong Kong right now.
They need to get some kind of recovery going, otherwise they're going to end up with the wooden spoon here in New Caledonia.
It's a draw between the two. Hong Kong move to 12th.
Level on points with Singapore, who have just played the dud team. Indonesia now take on 8th place Taipei. Indonesia in 3rd.
Yep. Good so far from Indonesia. Taipei could do with getting a win here. They don't. It's 6-1 to Indonesia.
And it puts Indonesia, for now, top of the table. But look at this. Malaysia now take on the poor old Solomon Islands. Haven't they had enough suffering?
No, we demand more. 14-0.
14. Not the record, but a good result for Malaysia nonetheless. 14-0 lifts them back to the top of the table with 54 goals for.
Yep. Yemen could follow with a big win here. They got Maldives.
A win for them would lift them into 2nd place, potentially with a massive win.
They'd have to break the record. It's 32 goals.
Yeah, a massive win.
It's 2.
3rd place it is for Yemen. Myanmar versus the Philippines next up.
Oh God, we hyped that up so much. It's 2.
They're just the 30 off what they needed.
It's 2. Oh, nice try, lads. Nice try, lads. Yeah, it wasn't the Lionesses versus Latvia, was it?
No.
Myanmar versus Philippines. So yeah, Myanmar 7th right now. Philippines in 4th.
Win for Myanmar here will give them a nice cushion over the chasing pack.
Certainly would. Draw between the two. Not too sure about that, because Turkmenistan could leapfrog them and put some daylight between them, as they've got Papua New Guinea, who currently lie in 10th.
Yeah, win here for Turkmenistan would leave them 7 points clear of that awkward 8th place.
It is a win for Turkmenistan, 2-0.
Good result for Turkmenistan. Afghanistan take on Taipei in the first match of fixture number 10.
Yep.
Taipei currently in 8th place. A win really required, I think, for Taipei. Otherwise, it's just going to start being... That top 7 is going to start running away with it.
Yep, 5 points between 8th and 7th. You really don't want to be in that 8th spot, and you really do not want to be that far away from 7th spot. Afghanistan currently in 5th. It's a win for Afghanistan. They move up to 3rd. Taipei could start pushing back as well. Vanuatu is going to be getting 3 points here.
It's going to lift them above all of those teams in and around them. Solomon Islands, Maldives, Hong Kong, Singapore.
Yep, it's going to move them above the losers.
They're not going to be in... They're in this absolute wooden spoon clash, and so far they're going to be doing the best out of the worst teams.
Yep, I always thought that there was like maybe 2 teams that would have like a wooden spoon fight. There's like 5 in this one.
This is a true battle for the ages.
Yeah, it's a battle of the tin pots. It's a battle of the Sunday League. It's the battle of the... What other things they call little clubs on like stupid, crappy football forums these days?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a battle of the Sunday League pub teams. There you go.
May as well be. I bet they've got a doctor in goal or something like that. That's or a dentist. That tends to be how it goes, right?
It's usually how it works. I mean, they could just have have a big fat guy in goal. You know,
look
like,
at Vanuatu put it to 11th. Look at that!
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
11th place with that win. Hong Kong take on Singapore in the battle for the wooden spoon.
Yep. So far, both teams on 7 points. Both have 2 wins today. Both have played the dud as well.
Yep, Singapore haven't really embarrassed themselves, though, so I'd say they're the favourites in this one. They have now by drawing, but, you know, that means 8 points for them. Hong Kong was also on 8.
Vanuatu. All on 8 points. Tahiti versus
all to play
Indonesia.
for.
I think Indonesia are going to win this one. I've got a feeling.
It's Indonesia versus Tahiti here. It is 8-0 Indonesia. They move back to first for now.
Yeah, on goal difference, just by the 5 goals, though. Malaysia take on Turkmenistan. Not an easy challenge here for the unbeaten Malaysia.
Certainly isn't, but they're certainly up to the task. 3-1. They go back to the top.
Indeed, but their goal difference now inferior to Indonesia. So if they do slip up, it will be Indonesia that start to, close the gap.
Yep. Philippines, been quite good. Not as impressive, obviously, as the top 3 when it comes to giant scoring, but they have a chance to get some goals on the board.
Yeah, maybe they could have a chance to change that now against the Maldives.
That's 4 only. So, still consistent, I'd say, from the Philippines so far.
Absolutely. Next up is Yemen versus Myanmar. 2 teams currently in that top 8, both in the top 7, actually. A win for Yemen here would really give themselves a bit of daylight between themselves and that all-important 8th place.
Win for Myanmar would be hell for any team 8th or under, to be honest.
Pretty much.
It is a win for Myanmar. There's 7 points between 7th and 8th.
Yeah, with only 15 on the table, it's really starting to look like that top 7 is running away now.
Yep.
Solomon Islands versus Papua New Guinea.
They could get a chink in it, could Papua New Guinea, if they can beat Solomon Islands.
They've got to be the favourites.
Which they draw.
That's a terrible result. That is awful.
That is a bad result. So, 5 games to go, 7 points between 7th and 8th. It could be the case that in 3 fixtures' time, this could be sewn up already.
It really could be. And then it's just a battle for who wants to be the dud team for the Asian section.
And
Vanuatu,
and the most important one, the wooden spoon.
The coveted wooden spoon, of course. Vanuatu versus Afghanistan. Vanuatu down in 12th. Pretty much out of it. Afghanistan in 4th. Pretty much qualified, I think.
15-0. It's not 16, but it's close. Hong Kong and Singapore move above Vanuatu.
As a result of Vanuatu losing a game, 15-0.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Taipei, this is a big 3 points for Taipei here. So, 7 behind the top 7. And they get the dud now. I don't think there's really a better time for them to get this, really.
Bobby Brown?
Bobby Brown, maybe? Butcher Brown from Raider Rumble.
Ah, good old Butcher Brown.
Who's he supposed to be? I think he's supposed to be based off Mike Tyson, I think, but he sounds like Mr. T.
I mean, fair enough. I like Mr. T anyway.
Yeah.
B.A. Baracus, you know?
God, I thought there was a player in there. I thought he was called something Feeling Pan.
Maybe there is.
He's from Taipei. Yeah,
it's Fang Pan.
It's Feeling Pan.
Jesus Christ.
Bloody Feeling Pan. Let me guess. The T stands for the.
the feeling pan.
The feeling pan.
It does move Taipei back into 8th place and comfortably ahead of Papua New Guinea. Next up is Tahiti versus Hong Kong. Hong Kong, of course, in that wooden spoon battle. Tahiti getting drawn into it, to be honest with you, as well. Look.
Yeah, they need to stop trying to escape it right now. They do with a 4-0 win. Singapore move up to 11th.
For how long as they take on Indonesia, a big Indonesian win here, it could be a bad time for Singapore.
Yep, Vanuatu could go back into 12th even after losing so badly. It's 13, Singapore stay in 11th for now.
What a crunch match that is. And then Malaysia take on the Philippines. Of course, Malaysia can go back to the top unbeaten, of course. Philippines, a win here will lift them level on points with the two leaders.
Yep, big crunch match here. It is Malaysia 4-0. They still stay 3 points ahead.
They do indeed. A win for Turkmenistan here as well will lift them 7 clear of
It's
Taipei
Maldives.
with only... Oh, sorry. Yeah, a win for Turkmenistan against Maldives will lift them away. Yeah, like that. Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. That's how easy it is. 8-0. Let's have a look at the bottom. Let's have a look at these goal differences. Ugh.
They're all better. Sorry, Singapore have got the only one better than the Dud team in terms of goal difference.
Dud team is doing better than 4 of them.
Unbelievable. Solomon Islands versus Myanmar. I mean, Myanmar are going to win this, aren't they?
1-0.
Oh, the embarrassment if you don't win a game like that. Jesus.
Yeah. Papua New Guinea really starting to falter here. They need to start winning. Yemen is their opposition here, who are currently in 5th.
Yeah. A win for Yemen, it pretty much qualifies them, I think.
Close enough. It's a win for Papua New Guinea. That's a big win.
That's a huge win. It lifts them into 9th place, level on points now with Taipei.
Yep, but now it's starting to close up. The amount of points that these teams from 8th and below, the point total's starting to diminish. And that's really bad for them. Afghanistan will take on Yemen next. Afghanistan in 3rd, Yemen in 5th.
Back-to-back fixtures for Yemen. Can they recover?
The answer to that is no. 4-0 to Afghanistan. Yemen, not looking good. Turkmenistan could take advantage here.
They could indeed. And Solomon Islands, in the crucial battle for the wooden spoon, are going to get 3 points here against the Dud team. Look at that.
Yep, which is going to move them 2 ahead of the rest of the losers.
On points as well, not on goal difference. That's crucial. They can lose by as many goals as they like.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Please give us a 20-0. Come on.
We've been so close. 19-0 is still the record.
Yeah, can we give us a 20-0? Come on, game. 20-0. What do we have to do? Put France in against Macau. No, Argentina against Macau.
Just do that fixture over and over again until it happens.
Yeah. That's... Might consider doing that. Seeing if they're... Actually, no. It's just better, isn't it, really, if we don't know if you can actually get 20-0 in this game. Surely you can.
Yeah, it must be possible.
Be a bit weird for it to peter out at 19, right? That doesn't make sense. Speaking of petering out, Hong Kong.
Yeah, Turkmenistan win here pretty much qualifies them, I think, as well.
Yep, puts pressure on Taipei and Papua New Guinea and Tahiti there. It is a win. Only 3-0, though. So, well done, Hong Kong, I guess.
Yep. If Taipei and Papua New Guinea do not win, it means that Turkmenistan will have qualified. Myanmar and Yemen still not quite there yet.
Yep. Philippines now versus Indonesia. Pretty much 2 teams that Indonesia has pretty much already qualified, or close enough to that. Philippines, a win here will pretty much qualify them, but I don't think they're really in any issue, really, are they?
Yeah. Neither of them are really, are they?
It is a win for Philippines, though, so yeah, they've qualified. There you go.
Big win for Philippines. They have indeed qualified, as have Afghanistan, as have Indonesia. Malaysia can really cement their place here as at the top of the table. It goes 6 points clear with a win over Singapore.
Certainly could. How's 14 for you?
That's pretty good. It's not bad. Not bad effort.
Tahiti now. Good win here required. They've got Maldives.
Yeah, they need to kind of put some authority on, don't they, Tahiti?
They certainly do. Maldives win! What the...
And it lifts them into 12th place, 1 point behind Solomon Islands.
Yep, the battle for the wooden spoon is getting close. Look at that. Hong Kong now at the bottom.
The goal difference of Hong Kong is definitely working against them. And now Singapore in all kinds of trouble. There's only 6 goals between the 4 of them.
Yeah, that's how shit they are. Myanmar take on Taipei next. Myanmar currently in 6th, Taipei in 8th.
Win for Myanmar guarantees them qualification, and it pretty much eliminates Taipei, I think. They would require snookers, certainly.
Yep, certainly would on that one. It is a win for Myanmar. Taipei drop more points. Papua New Guinea, they've got Vanuatu, so Papua New Guinea might start closing in on Yemen. They have to do it quickly.
A win here, otherwise they require Yemen to lose all 3 of their games, and they need to win all 3 of the games themselves. So this is a big match for Papua New Guinea.
Certainly do. It's a draw. That's not good.
It's not enough, is it really? Afghanistan take on the Solomon Islands.
Solomon Islands currently leading the wooden spoon race. 15-1 Afghanistan.
71 goal difference. And Yemen, look at that. They've qualified now with that, surely.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
That's our top. Is that a top? No, it's not our top 7. It's close though. I think a draw is required. I think in one.
for Turkmenistan just need a point in 3 games.
So it could very well be over very soon for every other team apart from the top 7. It's Ron again.
Yep. Well, good result. Well done, Yemen. I hope you enjoy the money.
What? I didn't think it was going to be.
This has been way less anticlimactic than the European one. It's just been so easy for the top 7.
We've had to make up the War of the Wooden Spoon just to make it compelling.
Yep. Oh, well.
Oh, boy. Right. Well, Yemen's qualified, and if Turkmenistan also win, then, yeah, we've pretty much got our top 7 on that.
Hong Kong play the Philippines. Philippines, of course, already qualified. Can go as high as second with a monster, 40-goal swing, but it's not going to happen.
Yep, 42 goals they'll need to score here. 4. That takes them third.
4. Turkmenistan can qualify here with a point against Indonesia. Easier said than done, though.
Certainly is on that one. It's a win for Indonesia, so it's not over yet, but it's really Papua New Guinea the only one that's able to at this point.
Yeah, they're the only ones who can catch them. Malaysia take on Tahiti.
Yep, Malaysia still unbeaten so far, 75 goals scored. That's now 82. Up by 6 points over Afghanistan.
Impressive stuff from Malaysia. Still unbeaten, of course. Singapore versus the Maldives. A crunch match at the bottom.
Yep, in
Who's
the war for the wooden spoon, Singapore win.
Massive win for Singapore as they lift themselves into 11th place and only 2 points behind poor old Tahiti.
Yep, Vanuatu going to be taking on Myanmar now. Myanmar already through.
Yep, comfortably, of course, already through.
It's a draw between the two. Vanuatu moved to 12th.
And Taipei take on Papua New Guinea. I mean, this is absolutely last chance saloon time for Papua New Guinea. They need to win heavily against Taipei here, otherwise it is all over, and the best they can hope for is 8th.
They need to swing a 29-goal difference and win all of their games, and hope Turkmenistan lose all their games. It's a tall order. It's still going, though. It's still on.
It is. Turkmenistan play Afghanistan. Not an easy game for Turkmenistan. A point will guarantee them qualification, though.
It certainly will. It is a point, and there go Papua New Guinea. They're gone. Everyone below Yemen is gone. It's really battle for the dud, really, but Papua New Guinea looking in good position right now to take that.
Yep, they're 4 points clear. Philippines now taking their 3 points from Fiji.
Which means that we can worry about 2 things for the last 2 fixtures. Who's going to win the group? Who's going to win the league? Probably Malaysia. And who's going to win the wooden spoon?
The coveted Asian wooden spoon.
Yep. Oh, what a...
It's really
has bottom of the table been more compelling in this?
I mean, I suppose there's the who's going to get the dud, but I mean, it's pretty much just going to be Papua New Guinea, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it might be. There might be a little bit of a war for that, but in the end, it's for a dud. So, you know.
Who cares?
It's flavor text. So, but no, the war for the wooden spoon is way more compelling.
It's true. There's 4 teams in that. Hong Kong versus Yemen, of course, as we know, already qualified.
Yep, they have already qualified. It's a draw. Hong Kong get a draw, but are still at the bottom right now, going into the final fixture for them.
Yep, Solomon Islands take on Indonesia. I mean, how many of Indonesia are going to score? Is it going to be double figures?
Might be. It's 15. It's close to the record.
Wow, 92 goals scored in 14 games. Malaysia can fight back as they take on Taipei next.
Yep, they certainly can. It's 15-1 for
Wow.
Malaysia against Taipei, who have actually had some wins.
Yeah, Maldives. Oh, a big crunch match. Maldives versus Vanuatu next up.
Yep, big crunch match for the wooden spoon here. It's another draw. Look how close it is between those teams.
There's 2 points separating Singapore to Hong Kong. Unbelievable. With a fixture to go. Myanmar take on Singapore, who could pull clear here and even overtake Tahiti.
They certainly could. It's 5-0 Myanmar. They're still in it. Tahiti will take on Papua New Guinea. So, yeah, pretty much. Winner of this match has a shot at it. Taipei is out.
Yep, Taipei can't get the dud. Papua New Guinea with a point here will secure the dud spot.
They do. Papua New Guinea will get the dud.
Malaysia win the league.
And Malaysia win the league.
So there you go. This is it. It's all about the wooden spoon at the bottom.
It's all about the war for the wooden spoon. Afghanistan, Philippines. Oh, no one cares about that. That's a draw. Turkmenistan, Fiji. No one cares about that either. We care about the wooden spoon. Damn it.
This is all irrelevant flavor text. It really is.
Yeah, it's all about who is the absolute drizzlers. Who's the worst.
Who's going home with embarrassment on their name?
Also, they have all played the dud team as well, so it's going to be an absolute war.
It really is.
It really is. Hong Kong, Solomon Islands, Maldives, an absolute war for the wooden spoon.
Vanuatu and Singapore in there as well. Why not?
Yeah. Imagine if Tahiti just drops in there. It's like, hey, I'm here too.
I don't think they can. I think their goal difference is just way better.
Yeah.
I think it's like plus 30, so...
Yeah, well, plus 30 over a lot of them.
That's right. Sorry. It's like minus 20, I think, or minus 18, I think, something like that. There you go. So.
Yeah, minus 14.
Oh, here we go. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Hong Kong, it's the bottom two.
Who avoids being the bottom team?
So the loser wins the wooden spoon. If it's a draw, Hong Kong might get the wooden spoon. It is a draw. Maldives could still get the wooden spoon.
Solomon Islands are safe from being the worst team in the Asian section, guaranteed. Yemen take on Indonesia. Both teams have qualified.
No one cares about that. There you go, Indonesia win. Vanuatu versus Malaysia.
A big win here for Malaysia, surely inbound. I mean, they've already won the league. Can they go unbeaten?
Can they go with a 100 goal difference? Again. Yes, they can. 13-0.
Pushes Vanuatu below Singapore. Look at that.
Yep, Taipei get the Maldives. So Maldives...
I'll tell you, if it's a big Taipei win, they could dip below Hong Kong, the Maldives.
Yep, if not, Hong Kong gets the wooden spoon. It's 3, Hong Kong with the spoon.
Oh dear.
Myanmar and Tahiti, no one cares about that one. Yeah, Myanmar wins. Singapore versus Papua New Guinea. Singapore, to be the best of those 5, need to not lose by 10.
It's easier said than done.
They lost by 2. They'll take it. Papua New Guinea finish on 22 points. As our dud.
4 behind Yemen. Only 4 behind Yemen. That's not too bad, actually.
Yep, and yeah, wooden spoon. Should we kick off with that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously Fiji bottom, of course.
Yep, 15th with 10. Hong Kong minus 55 goal difference.
They won a game other than the dud team as well. Amazing. And got 4 draws.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, that's why the war for the wooden spoon exists in the first place. All those 5 above Fiji are rubbish. As you can plainly see, 14th with 10. Maldives.
Ironically, Hong Kong, who finished bottom of that group of teams, didn't lose the most matches. It was actually the Maldives who lost 11 games out of 15. Yep. Unbelievable.
Minus 51 on that one. 13th with 11. 72 goals against the Solomon Islands.
But they didn't finish bottom though, so that's okay.
They didn't. Minus 62. Worst goal difference of the league. 12th. 11 points. Only 8 goals scored. It's New Caledonia.
Represented by Vanuatu. 2 wins, 5 draws, 8 defeats. They had less defeats than Tahiti.
Yeah, but it's definitely a much worse goal difference. And the winner of the war of the wooden spoon, Singapore, 11th with 11.
It was so close. Those 5 teams were separated by 1 point.
Yeah, that's the most compelling thing of this bloody league, I'll say that much. Because everything else was pretty much wrapped up at that point.
True.
10th place with 14, nearly into the War of the Wooden Spoon, Tahiti.
Yeah, Tahiti, nowhere near as bad as everyone else, only conceded the 30 goals, which is actually quite impressive when you consider it, but there you go.
Yeah, not too bad at all. 9th with 17 is Taipei.
Yep, Chinese Taipei, not a bad run for themselves. 5 wins in the end, fair play.
8th with 22, it's Papua New Guinea, so there will be a third Oceania team, but it will be the dud, as I predicted it would.
2 points isn't bad going. 6 wins and 4 draws. Only 5 defeats for Papua New Guinea in the end. So, yeah, not a bad little run from them.
Not bad. Next up, 7th with 26, Yemen.
Started off strongly, Yemen, and were unbeaten for a long time, but slowly slipped away towards the end. But 7th place is all they required, and that's what they got.
6th with 28, Turkmenistan.
Yeah, one of the stronger teams in this league for sure. And as I said, they have qualified on numerous occasions in the past, so watch out for Turkmenistan.
5th with 32, Myanmar.
Only 1 defeat for Myanmar, which is very, very impressive. Only 9 goals conceded as well. Not bad.
4th with 33, Afghanistan. 79 goals scored.
That was 4th, though, for Afghanistan. That surprises me. I thought they'd be higher than that.
Yeah, it just seems like the team, while they were just scoring goals for fun, the other teams were just doing better in all matches. For example, 3rd with 35, Philippines.
11 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. What a great run for the Philippines, that is. 49 goals scored, 30 goals against. Not bad.
2nd with 37, 96 goals for in 15 games. It's Indonesia.
Brilliant run from Indonesia. Only missing out to Malaysia. No surprise there, though. Great team, and watch out for them in the Asian section.
Yep, and the winners with 43 points, I think for the 3rd year in a row, that they've won the preliminary league. It's Malaysia. 105 goal difference.
Sensational. Absolutely sensational. And watch out for Malaysia in the Asian section, because they're going to be one of the teams to watch.
Yeah, they've certainly done it again. So, joining in the Asia section, joining Australia, the UAE, Iraq, Bahrain, Japan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Tajikistan, Iran, South Korea, Qatar, Oman, Uzbekistan, China, Jordan, Syria, Palestine, the Kyrgyz Republic, Vietnam, Lebanon, New Zealand, India, Thailand, and North Korea are Malaysia, Indonesia. Okay, I was just double checking because I thought I said Indonesia twice. No, I said India. Philippines, Afghanistan, Myanmar, Turkmenistan, Yemen, and our dud team, Papua New Guinea.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it? It's going to be exciting for sure. I can't wait.
Certainly be very interested on that one. But, of course, we still have 2 weeks left of the preliminary leagues to go. And next week, we have the African Preliminary League.
Yep, the return of the Big R.
Yep, the Big R is back. Unfortunately, as a dud again. But we get to see the R more. Oh, we get to see the R in 4K.
Ooh, and the green.
Ooh, and the green's in the preliminary league as well. Well, there you go. That's one reason to watch that with us next week. Why do you need another one? Join us next week. I'm Masterath.
It's 64.
We'll see you next week. Join us next week. We have the Big R and Big Green. We have 2 of our best running gags. Watch it!